So, hey guys, how are y'all doing? I know it's been a minute. I haven't been consistent, guys. I know I have not been consistent, and I intend to be, but you know how it is when you're caught up with work and kids and life and everything, you know? Sometimes you just kind of get caught up in the moment, you know? So that's where I'm at. Got myself a new hair. Simply because it's a little bit chilly. I want it to go a little longer. Yeah, because you know it's getting cold and all. Although today is really, really nice. I have zero complaints. It's super, super nice today. I know, guys, I'm driving and I'm talking to you all. That's the reason I'm looking around like this. But yeah, so I am taking today off of work. Today I'm staying home, and I'm so angry. A part of me is so angry because I bought my daughter this super expensive jacket. It's very cute because I liked nice things. I like things to look good. It wasn't cheap. She was there with me when I bought it. You guys, I live vicariously through my daughter. You know, the things that I was not able to get myself, I try to get it for her. You know, I try to put my kids together a certain way because I know how judgmental the world can be. And I personally feel like people treat you based on how you look. If you look scruffy, you do not take care of yourself, people will treat you that way. I don't want people to treat me nor my children that way. So I've always presented myself a certain way. That's just me. That's just my preference. I mean, if you are that mother or that parent, that father, whatever, that guardian that don't think it's very important that your kids be presentable when they leave the house, and that's totally on you. That's how you prefer it to be, and that's your choice. But for me personally, I like my kids to look a certain way. Now, simply because I'm able to drop my kids off at school in the mornings, but I'm not able to pick my daughter up because that time I am still at work. What did child do? The child go and lose her jacket on the bus. First of all, I was so furious because I said, you know what? I said, I spent so much money on this jacket, and I said I could have bought something for myself. I could have went and bought makeup or some expensive shoes or something. I could have done that. But I chose for this child to have the jacket because I liked it and I want her to be warm. And sometimes you buy the cheap ones, they're not, you know, they're not up to par. Certain things that are cheap looks good and certain things that are cheap does not look good. The child go and lose the jacket on the bus. And then to crown it off, I come home from work. She didn't tell me nothing. She didn't tell me anything. All I know, the next day she's heading out of the house. The weather here is frigid. Like, we have cold ass weather. And if a part of the thing that with children, if you're not dressing your kids properly to send them to school, that's a form of neglect. For all those who are not aware of it, there you go. If you're not dressing your kids because of the weather to withstand this weather out there, that is partially neglect, and you can get charged for that. Children Aid can come visit you. I don't want them to come visit me, so I just try to do things a certain way. The child lose a jacket on the bus. She don't tell me nothing. She come home, and I remember I came home from work, talk as normal, like nothing happened. No, mommy, no, nothing. No, you know, let me know about it, because I could have called the bus company. Because I know the rules and regulation of how the bus goes, I know that you have 24 hours. You know what? The bus is usually crowded at that time of day. It was a very expensive jacket. There's also a lot of children on the bus, but you never know. Maybe somebody turned it into the driver. You just never know. And said, you know, somebody lost their jacket. A little child left their jacket. Because there are good Samaritans out there, believe it or not. There's people that are bad and they love to steal and pick up people's things. And then there's people who don't see life that way. So she could have told me and I could have called, and just, you never know. Maybe they would have said that, well, you know, you're in luck. We have the jacket here or whatever, for whatever reason. So I have to take today off because I don't usually get time during the week because of my schedule, how I work and stuff like that. I have to take today off, go and get her a new jacket. Now, because she done lost that one, she's not gonna get nearly what she had. She's gonna go with a nice cheap jacket, and it's all her fault. She needs to learn to be responsible, and she's very careless. This is the thing about her, very careless child. You know, some kids, literally it was really an accident because they, you know, there's just always so responsible, but the child is so careless. I'm telling you, she is very careless. You always have to be reminding her of this, I mean, I was a kid one time, and I see where my parents used to tell me, Lord of mercy, why you don't hear, why you can't remember, why you do this. I see it. I'm not really judging. I'm just saying, because she backside. You know what I mean? Careless. These kids nowadays are very different. I mean, they didn't have the life we did. They have privileged life. Lord of mercy, when I think about the privileges these children have, they're very privileged. They live like rich children. In my days, Lord Jesus, I tell you, when it was my time, I had to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to do chores before I went to school. You hear me? Half of the time I went to school, I didn't even have breakfast. We didn't have no breakfast because things always tough. You hear? No breakfast. Trust me, you're at school all day long. You wake up since 5. You have to sweep yard. You have to fetch water. I'm telling you, at one point I had corns on my finger. This is no joke. This is no, my kids don't know this type of thing. This is no friggin' joke. I had corns on my finger. You hear me? We had it hard. And then the thing is, for crowing it all off, when you gone school all day, you've been at school all day because, you know, you left home from God morning, you went to school. When you come home, they still didn't finish cook yet. The pot now going on the fire. You know what I mean? Like, my kids don't know that. I don't want my children to know that type of life. I don't want them to know it. And you know what? Back in them days, they didn't see the problem with it. A lot of people, you know, they just look at it this way, like, yeah, things are tough, you know, what you're gonna do? But it's like they didn't used to think about ways out. When I really look back at it, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it was bare bullshit. Like, half of the time when you think about it, I remember, like, growing up, the way I would go out big shopping for these children, you know, school end of term and school's gonna start off fresh in September. I would go out and shop down the tongue, everything brand new, nothing from last year. When I was growing up, I remember one grain time my granny bought brand new school, and wasn't even she who bought it. It was my uncle. It wasn't even her. Like, one time I remember getting all new everything for school. I always had to wear old stuff, whatever somebody gave her, whatever people passed down is the she given. You know what I mean? And you go through things as a child and you don't even realize it till when you get older. You look back at those things and you look at it and you say, you know, this was some real bullshit. This was some real crap. You go through things when you're little and you don't even realize it. A lot of the things I went through as a child, I didn't even realize it until I became an adult. I'm telling you, I thought these things were cool. Like, I didn't see the problem with it. It's now that I have my own children and I look back on these things, I see where they went wrong. You know what I mean? So that's basically it. I'm on my way to get the child a jacket, and hopefully she don't lose this one, you know. Hopefully everything is everything. But yeah, so that's it, guys. I know I have been a little bit missing in action for a little bit. Look at me and my big arms outside, but sometimes I want to look a little sexy, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that's basically it, and I will talk to y'all later. And I still love you guys. I know I have not been consistent like I intended to be, But it's just because, you know, life happens. But I'm here, and from time to time I'm dropping by in to say hi, and hope y'all are doing okay. And I want to start doing talking vlogs, because, you know, I can go on for days and days. But I want to start doing vlogs where I give advice or just talk about past experiences, things that I've gone through, things that I think is like super amazing, and, you know, how I've learned from what I've gone through, things that happen. I want to start doing videos like that. I'm a little on the fence because I ain't sure how it's gonna go, but that's what I want to do, you know. So I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. Bye.